You won't believe what's happening right now because for the first time in years, analysts, insiders, and global currency observers are all pointing to the same shocking conclusion. The Iraqi Dinar's long-speculated RV may finally be entering an activation phase that could reshape not just Iraq's financial landscape, but the mindset of investors watching the global currency markets. Before we dive deep into this unfolding situation, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss any critical updates that could impact your financial decisions in real time, because what I'm about to lay out is information that many people overlook until it's too late. The new wave of reports emerging from Baghdad, combined with shifts happening inside the central bank of Iraq, increasing dollar restrictions, and new oil cooperation strategies, are creating one of the most intense and focused periods of speculation we've seen since post-2003 reconstruction. People around the world are watching closely because even though the RV has been a subject of debate for years, the difference today is the combination of regulatory tightening, monetary restructuring, digital currency integration, and global banking coordination, elements that rarely align at the same time unless something major is underway. Analysts are not saying an overnight miracle is happening, but they are noticing that Iraq is aggressively positioning its currency to gain stability, trust, and resilience against foreign currency dependency, especially the US dollar. Recent international finance updates highlight that Iraq is pushing toward increasing its foreign reserves, expanding non-oil exports, and adopting stronger financial transparency systems, which are all essential requirements before any major revaluation or redenomination step is considered credible. What's fueling excitement today is not blind hype. It's the fact that reforms once delayed for decades are finally being implemented with speed, and digital banking requirements introduced by global oversight institutions are being adopted with a surprising level of seriousness. Combine that with Iraq's renewed political stability and oil production coordination agreements, and you have a foundation that sparks legitimate discussion among financial watchers. When a nation starts strengthening its domestic currency protections, emphasizing local trade settlements, and reducing currency leakage across borders, it signals a potential shift away from dependency and toward a more self-reliant monetary policy, which is exactly the kind of environment needed before any major valuation adjustment can occur. People inside Iraq are also reporting changes in banking behavior, stricter compliance checks, and new digital processes, suggesting that the system is being prepared for higher accountability and possibly higher currency value management. Whether this leads to a full RV, a controlled float, an incremental adjustment, or a strategic revaluation step by step, what matters is that Iraq appears to be moving in a direction where the currency's role in national recovery is becoming a priority rather than an afterthought. And for investors worldwide, this shift is creating a ripple effect of interest, speculation, and cautious optimism. Stay with me, because the next section will break down exactly what experts believe may happen next and why 2025 is being highlighted as a pivotal year for the Iraqi dinar's global positioning. As we move forward into the deeper layers of what this developing situation could mean, analysts across multiple financial sectors are examining patterns that historically precede major currency reforms, and Iraq appears to be aligning with many of those indicators right now. We're seeing increasing commentary from global economists who are focusing on Iraq's strengthening foreign reserves, expanding banking digitization programs, and tighter currency flow monitoring, all of which are foundational components needed before any controlled monetary shift can be seriously considered. The conversation is no longer just about if something might happen, but rather, why are all these structural changes happening at the same time, which is a question driving attention in Forex communities across the world. The Iraqi government is pushing for greater financial independence and a stronger role for the dinar in regional trade, which is a significant step toward reducing dollar dominance inside the country. The U.S. Treasury's oversight, combined with new anti-money laundering systems, shows that Iraq is being guided into a more compliant, transparent, and globally integrated financial environment, which is usually a precursor to currency strengthening. But what truly stands out is the timing, because in 2025 Iraq is expected to finalize several large energy contracts, activate multiple international investment projects, and expand oil output coordination, all of which directly influence the nation's economic confidence. When a country plans to stabilize its markets and expand non-oil revenue streams, it often begins preparing its currency to reflect future economic potential rather than past instability. That is where speculation intensifies. Iraq's internal reforms, combined with increasing digital payment infrastructure, are positioning the dinar for potential reconsideration on the global stage. Whether that comes in the form of a rate adjustment, market-driven appreciation, a managed float, or a strategic revaluation initiative, no one can firmly declare, but the alignment of reforms is difficult to ignore. The global Forex community sees these patterns as signals that Iraq may be preparing for greater international financial engagement. Investors are analyzing daily fluctuations, monitoring CBI announcements, and paying attention to parliamentary discussions about currency stabilization laws because these internal conversations often indicate upcoming policy shifts. International investors are also paying attention to Iraq's economic diversification goals because as Iraq reduces its dependency on oil and expands industrial, agricultural, and trade capabilities, the currency may naturally strengthen in value. Something else adding fuel to speculation is the strengthening relationships between Iraq and neighboring economic alliances, which often require stronger and more stable local currencies for long-term contracts. Many experts believe Iraq's currency reform strategy will be a multi-step plan rather than sudden overnight change, but the momentum building right now indicates that something significant may be approaching. The Forex community is buzzing with discussions about potential valuation windows, market timing, and how the global economy might react if Iraq successfully positions the dinar as a more globally recognized and respected asset. It's important to remember that speculation does not guarantee outcomes, but financially speaking, when a nation's reform patterns mirror historical reform cycles seen in other emerging economies, the global market pays attention. And that's exactly what is happening right now. In the next section of this video, we're going to look at realistic possibilities, what experts are predicting for the coming months, and how these developments could influence investors around the world. Let's talk about what comes next, because this is the part everyone wants to understand, and it's where the most intense speculation is happening. Experts analyzing Iraq's financial trajectory believe that the country is positioning itself for a more assertive role in global markets, and 2025 may become a year where Iraq introduces notable monetary and economic shifts. While no one can confirm a full RV, many analysts are discussing several realistic paths Iraq may take. One possibility is a gradual appreciation model, where the dinar strengthens slowly as Iraq's reserves grow and financial reforms deepen. This method would allow Iraq to stabilize inflation, strengthen purchasing power, and build international confidence without shocking the market. Another possibility is a controlled float, where the currency's value is allowed to move within a set range based on supply and demand. This strategy is commonly used by countries transitioning from pegged systems toward more independent monetary policies. It gives the currency more flexibility while maintaining oversight to prevent extreme volatility. A third scenario discussed by experts is a strategic revaluation step, where Iraq adjusts its currency to reflect economic potential, export capabilities, digital banking readiness, and overall financial stability improvements. Such a move would be supported by Iraq's ongoing reforms, including increased foreign reserves, digital banking expansion, new anti-corruption measures, and greater reliance on the dinar for domestic and regional trade. Beyond the economic mechanics, global interest in the dinar is fueled by Iraq's growing influence in energy markets, especially as new oil agreements and multi-year development projects begin generating momentum. For many investors watching these developments, the key question is timing. Analysts believe that as Iraq progresses through 2025, more indicators will emerge that reveal how prepared the nation is for a meaningful currency shift. Forex communities are expecting the Central Bank of Iraq to continue tightening regulations, improving compliance, increasing transparency, and pushing digital banking adoption, all signs of a system preparing for greater valuation control. At the same time, global market confidence plays a major role. Because international demand for a currency increases, only when investors believe the nation is politically stable, economically promising, and financially secure. Iraq is working toward those exact goals, which is why 2025 is drawing so much attention. What you should understand is that these developments don't guarantee outcomes, but they do create a realistic environment where change becomes possible. And for viewers who are tracking Dinar updates, this is the moment to stay alert, stay informed, and watch every new announcement from the central bank, because each step Iraq takes toward economic independence brings new implications for its currency's long-term value. With everything happening right now, from digital transformation to new regional partnerships, from regulatory tightening to global market alignment, one thing is certain: Iraq is entering a phase of financial evolution, and the world is watching. Before we wrap up, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell icon, and share this video with anyone who wants real analysis instead of empty hype, because the coming months could reveal some of the most significant currency developments we've seen in years.